Hi Stampers, this is Wanda Williams. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm going to show you how I made this card today. So the things that we're going to use to make the card, you're going to use the Lovely Lipstick ink, the Tufted Embossing folder, the Forever Lovely stamp set that's in the 2019 Occasions catalog. You're also going to need a dark Lovely Lipstick blend if you don't have a Lovely Lipstick ribbon. The cardstock that we're going to use is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then you'll need 2 pieces of Whisper White that's cut at 5 1/4 by 4. You'll need scrap pieces of Lovely Lipstick and Whisper White for your punches. Then we're going to need a 5 1/4 by a 2 1/4 piece of Lovely Lipstick, a 5 1/4 by 2 piece of All My Love Designer Series paper that's in the 2019 catalog. And then you'll need a piece of the designer paper that's cut at 5 1/4 by 1 1/2 for the inside. And then I have a piece of about 6 1/2 inches of the Whisper White 1/8 inch ribbon, and I'm going to color it with the blend so that I can have Lovely Lipstick ribbon to go on the card. Okay, let's get started. So you take your 8.5 by 5.5 piece cardstock. You burnish it with your bone folder. And then you take your 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece and run it through the big shot in the Tufted Embossing folder, and you get this lovely impression on here. So anytime you have a piece that's been embossed heavily like this, I like to use liquid multi-purpose glue to make it stay down, because if you just use snail, it's gonna lift and you don't want your cards falling apart. So I just put some adhesive on there and I set it down on my card. And then I take my third hand, a large block, and set it on top of there so that it will have time to dry. Then you take your 5 1/4 by 2 inch piece of designer paper and you attach that to your 5 1/4 by 2 1/4 mat. You just use snail for this. Lay it on here, and it is from top to bottom, and then the border is on the sides. And then we're going to attach that to the card with dimensionals. So since this is such a long piece, I'm going to put 4 dimensionals along each side so that it won't sag on you. Then we're going to attach this to the front of the card. These little release papers are a little bit hard to get off sometimes. And I like to leave just a little bit of a border on the left side. Attach that. Okay, we're going to set that aside for a little bit. So you take your scrap of Whisper White, and because we're using photopolymer, you want to use a pierce mat to give you some cushion for your stamp. And then we're using Wishing You a Lovely Day. Stamp that. And then we're going to punch it out with a 2-inch circle punch. And it just fits. It's a little snug, but it just fits on here. So you can get all the words on there. And then you take the 2 1/4 inch punch and punch another circle for your mat. And I attach this together with some snail. And then I'm going to attach it to the front about right here. So you want 2 dimensionals here and then adhesive on this side so that it will lay flat. So you put your 2 dimensionals and then just a little bit of adhesive on this side. Ew, and try not to do that. Okay, about right there. And then we're going to color the ribbon and give it a minute to dry. And you just need to use the side of your blend, your lovely lipstick blend, and you just run it along the ribbon. You catch both ends of it. And I like to turn it over to make sure I got it on both sides of the ribbon. And just run it down one more time. And you can just let that dry for a minute. We'll set this up here. So while we're doing that, we can do the inside piece. So you take your 1/2 inch strip, run you some adhesive down there, and then you attach it to the left side of your inside piece. And then we're going to put this inside. So the ribbon is dry now, so we're going to tie a bow. So the way that I tie mine is make a small loop in your right hand. I'm right-handed. Bring it around the back and across the front, and then where my finger is sitting, you make a loop and push the loop through the back of the bow. And then you just kind of fiddle with it a little. Okay, you make a loop with in your right hand, push a loop through the back where your finger was, and then pull. And then you just kind of fiddle with it a little bit until you get it to be the size that you want. And you take your scissors and trim your ends. And I attach mine with a glue dot. And I always try and make sure to push the little tail end of the glue dot underneath so it doesn't show. We're going to stick it right there. And then I always have to have a little bling on my cards. So I want to put 3 on here. So I kind of like one right here. Have one on the sentiment somewhere. And we'll put another one down here. Okay, and we're done. Easy peasy. So if you'd like to order any of the products that I used in this video, there'll be some contact information under the video. And also, I would love if you would like to join my team. Just go to my website and click on Join the Fun and follow the directions. I'd love to have you. So if you have any questions, contact me and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.